Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Simply New England. Aaron here coming at you. So today I am here in the barn. It's a rainy day out. I'm going to be working on the 2021 ZFORCE 950. My friends over at Auxbeam, they sent me a set of 3-foot matching whips. Let's just take a quick look. So you've got the 3-foot whips. They're flexible. They do what they need to do. They're not the real tall ones, so they don't give you that massive bend, but they don't stick out very far. They got the breakaways, so that way once you install them, you can just pull them right off. It comes with the remote. It comes with some cool flags, so if you're in one of those areas where the ordinance says you have to have flags or whips at a certain amount of feet, then that'll cover you. And then I also went ahead on the back end, and I did order a lighted whip switch, which will fit right into your Z950 dashboard. And I'm going to show you how this is installed. I'm also going to give you a link how to get this switch, and of course a link to Auxbeam's in the video description. So let me just show you real quick, or tell you, I'm going to go ahead and just pull this up online, and I'm going to share with you on the screen and give you some quick insight onto what this product offers, which might be a little bit different than others on the market. Let's take a look. So first you can see here that you have really bright LED colors. You got the remote. It can also work on your phone, so there's an app for this. You've got the added braking and turn signal lights function. You also have on here, you have your app, Bluetooth control, RGB, countless colors, brightness adjustment, speed adjustment. You can do voice control on it, music control. Then you have 360 deluxe speed LED whip. So you have the LED whip. It goes all the way around, as you can see right here. And then, of course, very important, IP67 waterproof, all-terrain ready. And as you can see here, you've got the new clip mounting flags, and you have the quick release disconnect base. Super important. That way, if you want to be able to pull them off, you're going in some tight trails, lots of trees, you're not stuck with these on there and then hoping that something snags them and they don't break on you. This set runs about $157. Right now, Auxbeam is running some discount codes, so definitely make sure you check them out at www.auxbeam.com. All right, guys, so as I showed you when I was sitting in the other area, that with this install, I went ahead and did get the lighted switch. I like the switches. I like how it lights up blue. You'll be able to check out this switch in the video description. If you want to purchase it, I'll leave you a link. So if you're looking down from the other camera angle, you'll see I drew you a big diagram. I had the same diagram right here, but it would be pretty much impossible for you to see, so I drew it here. So what we're going to do is take the guess out of all this for you. First thing you're going to do is, you can see here, you got the diagram to the light, to the battery, and how this hooks up, and then you have your switches to the ground. All you're going to do, is it's going to come in the package just like what you see here. You're going to take your first wire, simply put it on right there. That's to the light. Then you have this one here, which is to the battery. And all you have to do is go ahead and connect this piece here. You can see, jump that over to there. Then you have your wire that's going to head to the battery. And then you get to the switch to the ground. Connect this one here. This one on this side. And then that leaves this leaving out to the ground. From there, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I'll show you how we're going to install this switch in the machine. It's actually very simple. All right, so as I was telling you earlier with the switch, here it is here. I showed you in the last piece of video how I wired the back of it. So what we needed to do was we needed to run a ground directly to the battery terminal. There's a ground here. That's this wire. And then, of course, we had to run a power. And all we simply did was just ran that right under here, right down, which will go to the switch panel in the Z950. Now this will work on any machine, depends on where your switch is, but of course if you're watching this and you have a 950, then you know you have extra spaces down there. You just pop them out and then you put this right in. And I'll show you that real quick. If you look right here, you can see those two wires are coming right out. So what we'll do is we'll connect those two wires to the back of this switch, and then we'll run the light bars from the back of the machine up here to the front into the light wire. And then all you'll do with this is you'll just slip this, you'll push this right in, when you get there, when everything's connected, and it'll just fit snug, and you'll be ready to go to have power. And obviously it's not close to done, but as I come back and show you the rest of the install, this will make more sense. All right, so what we're gonna do next is, you can see here, we pulled the seat out, and there's a plate that's behind the seat. That's the plate that covers your ECU. You can see that right in there. So we're gonna pull that off. So then you can see in behind here, that gives all this space. So what will happen is, I'm gonna come around. Once we run the whip cables, which are these right here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run the cable down into here. As we get back there, in case anything's drooping, we'll go ahead and we'll tie it up with zip ties if need be. Keep it away from anything hot, any heat. And then once that's run in there, we'll be able to run it right back through that seat. And then, once that cable comes back through here, we'll run it along here. I'll unscrew these here just a little bit so we can snuggle that wire in. That wire will come right down here and come right back up and connect right to the back of the switch, and then that'll be it. Okay, so the next question you might have is, we still have to go to the back and hook up the whips. Now that the wire has been run from the battery down through here, as you can see, this thing just literally just pops off. That's how we were able to get access easily with our hands from there down to here. And it'll just pop back on when you're ready. I'm not going to put it all on yet. We had to then make sure that the wire that comes off of the whips plus this control box came from the back. As you can see here, here's the two. One of the cables for the left, the other one for the right. You can see where we ran the wire in here. And then underneath this trunk, there's a trap, another trap door. That's where we ran the main wire down underneath. Right there's that wire hanging down, which I'll get back in here and do more. I ran it across there. You can see that zip tie. And then down in through here. So from up there, you can see that zip tie right there. So we ran it in there, followed the other wires down into there, and then you can see the shifter. So we know that shifter rod leads right to the front, to the shifter there. So here's that shifter rod. So we followed that wire, came right up and through here. Here's the controller. Then all I had to do, and you can see where I snipped it all down right here, so it'll stay right where it is. And then what I did to get this wire down to here, because I needed to run the ground to the switch, I just took that wire and I tied it around a long little rod, like a telescoping rod, like almost like an antenna. And then I just pushed it along here without having to unscrew everything. And then my friend, Bud, he brought his hand in from here and went down, and he saw the wire coming through. He reached in and pulled it up just enough to get to right here. And then we connected everything, we heat sinked it, and then we put some extra electrical tape around it just because I'm wanted to be careful and overdo it a little bit because I don't want anything getting wet. So once we did that, that was it. Now at that point, as I showed you earlier, we'd already run the battery to this. So all we had to do was just hook up the whip. So now you can see, I turn that on. There's the whips. They're running. So it really wasn't that hard. Was it time consuming? Yeah, I'd have to say it was time consuming because I'd never done it before. Fortunately, I had my friend Buddy with me, so he was able to help me get some of the wiring stuff figured out and things along that line. I actually learned a lot working with him. So Bud, if you're watching, thank you again for all of your help. I really appreciate it. So then that way, once these wires are run, all you need to do with these whips is you have a connector right here. It's a 3-pin connector. You just plug it in, turn these, and it locks it down and keeps it waterproof. And as I showed you earlier, if you wanted to take these off for whatever reason, all you gotta do is push down one-handed. Boom. It's off. That simple. You wanna put it back on, push this up, down, they're in. And that's it. So, again, scale of 1 to 10 install. I'm gonna call this 1 being the easiest, 10 being the hardest. If you do not know what you're doing, you can easily do this with some time. I'll call it for you that know nothing. You know, keeping in mind, do your wiring correctly when you're heat shrink that wire, things along that line. If you don't know how to do it, go watch some videos on how. It's not that hard. I'm gonna tell you it's probably a solid 6.5, maybe 7. No way a 10. It's not impossible. For those that know what they're doing with wiring, other than the timing, it's probably going to be a 3 or a 4 for you at most, because I could call it a 1 for somebody. It's not a complete 1 because you're still going to dismantle things, you're still going to pull wire. So it's not a 1 to me in any situation. There's some work to it. So it can be done. Again, guys, Auxbeam, check these out. You can see in the background, they're really cool. I'll go ahead and turn the light off in a second and show you a couple of the modes. They're pretty neat. All right, so here's the different modes. As you can see, I am using the app. I don't know how well you can see that. You got adjust mode, music mode, tape mode, style mode. I'm gonna go into the style mode where there is, oh goodness, what do we got? 256 settings. So I'm just gonna scroll through a couple of those, and I can adjust the speed, as you can see here with the app. Now it just all started going quicker. I'll go to another mode. There's that mode. You can go in if you want and slow it way down. You can adjust the brightness. So I just made it the brightest possible. And then you can make it dim, as you saw right there. And I'll go ahead and you also have a bunch of presets. So if you design one that you like on your own. So here we go. I'm literally just scrolling with my finger through the different modes. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit. See that? I mean, there are so many cool modes on this. Different colors. You can just go solid colors. Again, you can slow it down so you can get a different effect. I mean, yeah, it will go fast on that one. There you go. That's all the colors floating through. Make it go real slow so you can really see the colors as they come. Pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and show you all 289 of these, but I think this gives you a really good look at what these things can do. And then, of course, if I just want to do the everyday, just the colors, I can always go back into the app and just set colors, as you can see here. And then the color wheel is really unlimited. I can just keep adjusting this thing and put all kinds of crazy colors in here. So you got massive amount of colors available for you to choose from. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in to Simply New England Off-Road. Secondly, I just want to thank Auxbeam once again. Make sure you guys check out their website, and they have a ton of product to offer. Off-road for side-by-sides, cfmoto, Polaris, whole tons of machines, Jeeps, a lot of stuff for Jeep, switches. Just look up Auxbeam anywhere on the internet, and you'll see a lot of their products. You know, hopefully this video you found useful. If you run into any snags and you're following this video, you can always go to the cfmoto Everything group on Facebook, and from there, as the admin of that group, you'll be able to find me and you can message me if you had a question. Obviously, you could subscribe to the channel, which would be wonderful, and you could ask me questions right down in the video comments. Make sure you check out the video description. I'm going to leave you the links for the Auxbeam whips and the switch. And with that being said, guys, Aaron here with Simply New England Off-Road. I will see you on the trails.